Your next $4,000 laptop might have a screen you can see right through. But here's the glitch. So can every single person sitting across from you. I mean, think about that. I find it fascinating how the tech industry is perpetually obsessed with making things disappear. We have seen it with the bezels on our phones, the ports on our MacBooks, and now the very panel we use to interface with the digital world. It is the Minority Report dream, being sold as a professional reality. Look, Silicon Valley marketers want you to believe that a transparent display is the ultimate expression of creative freedom, a world where your hardware finally gets out of the way of your ideas. It looks brilliant in a staged promotional video, with the soft lighting and a minimalist desk. But I suspect this is less about evolution and more about an aesthetic obsession that has finally hit a wall. Now, whilst the engineering required to make an OLED panel transparent is quite literally a marvel of modern physics, it ignores the most basic requirement of a workstation: privacy. Imagine you are in a crowded coffee shop or shared co-working space. Every spreadsheet, every confidential email, every private message, it is now public property. We are being told that a transparent pane of glass is the future of the portable workstation. But in reality, it feels like a massive step backward for any working professional who actually values their data. It is a classic case of the industry solving a problem that does not exist, and in the process, creating a nightmare that we simply cannot ignore. This is the translucency trap. We are sacrificing the fundamental utility of a display, which is to show information only to the user, for a gimmick that looks good in a boardroom, but fails on the street. I have spent the last few weeks looking into the patents and the prototypes, and the deeper I go, the more I realize that this isn't about making your life easier. It is about a hardware industry that has run out of ideas, trying to convince you that the ultimate luxury is a device that is barely there at all. But for $4,000, I think you deserve a screen that actually keeps your business your business. So let's peel back the layers of this glass sandwich and see what is actually happening under the hood. You see, when you decide to make a laptop screen transparent, you're not just removing the backplate. You are effectively declaring war on physics. In a standard laptop, you have a backlight pushing photons through a liquid crystal layer. But a backlight is opaque, right? It's a literal wall of LEDs. To make this work, engineers are forced to ditch the industry standard and pivot to a complex stack of micro OLEDs and waveguides. It sounds brilliant on a pitch deck, but look, physics is a daunting adversary that doesn't care about your marketing slides. The fundamental flaw here is contrast. In the world of displays, black is the absence of light. But on a transparent pane, black is quite literally, well, whatever happens to be sitting on the desk behind your computer. If you're sitting in a sun-drenched office or a brightly lit boardroom, your high-end machine doesn't show you deep, rich colors. It becomes a washed-out, ghostly piece of glass. You're essentially squinting at a hologram that is fighting for its life against a desk lamp. To solve this, manufacturers have introduced what I call the silicon optical hack. They've added an active shutter layer. Think of this as a secondary LCD screen whose only job is to turn opaque when you want to actually see your work. It's a redundant, power-hungry stack that adds more bulk than the transparent design was supposed to remove in the first place. We've built a screen that is transparent, only to immediately add a digital curtain to make it non-transparent again. It's a desperate engineering workaround for a problem that quite literally didn't exist until we decided that screens needed to be invisible. And this leads us to the most uncomfortable realization of all. Because whilst the engineers are busy stacking layers of glass to fix a problem they created, they're ignoring the one thing that actually matters to the person sitting in front of the device. But here's the crazy part. As I dug deeper into the supply chain reports, I found that this isn't just an issue of visibility. There is a much more sinister compromise happening with the battery life that no one is talking about. Look, the battery life is just the beginning of the compromises you were being asked to accept. Let's talk about the privacy tax. The marketing tells you that a transparent display is the absolute pinnacle of futuristic design, but in practice, it is a privacy vacuum. Think about it. You were sitting in an airport lounge, right? Finishing a sensitive spreadsheet or maybe an internal strategy memo. On a standard laptop, your screen is a private space. But on an invisible one, you have quite literally handed a mirror to the person sitting across from you. They are reading your data in reverse, in real time, and you would not even know it. It is an absurd oversight for a pro device. Yet we are being told this is the future. Then, we have to address the sheer engineering arrogance of the construction. See, to achieve this level of transparency, manufacturers are not exactly using traditional assembly methods. These panels are daunted at a molecular level. There is no such thing as a simple repair here. I mean, none at all. A single hairline crack or minor manufacturing defect does not mean a quick trip to a repair shop. It means the entire unit is destined for the landfill. We are trading the right to repair for a bloody massive gimmick. This is the cycle of planned obsolescence reaching its final form. Whilst the tech looks impressive, by making our most expensive tools the most fragile ones we have ever owned, the industry is ensuring that your $3,000 investment has the lifespan of a disposable camera. It is a brilliant piece of business for the manufacturer, sure. But for you, it is a daunting prospect. But look, that is not even the craziest part of how this hardware is designed to fail. There was one detail about the glass itself that everyone missed. That detail is the transparency itself.
Now, I can appreciate the technical ambition here. I mean, it's brilliant engineering to manipulate light and glass in this way. But whilst the R&D teams are patting themselves on the back, they've forgotten who this is actually for. For the rest of us working professionals, this is a hard pass. I would much rather have a matte black workhorse that keeps my data private than a $5,000 glass paperweight. The future of consumer tech should be about making our lives easier, not making our private work public. This invisible laptop is, well, it's a solution looking for a problem. It makes me ask you one final question. Are we buying tools for productivity? Or are we just buying props for a future that doesn't actually work? If you value actual utility over the endless hype cycle, hit subscribe. We're digging deeper into the gadgets that actually matter next week.